Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by Rui. Now Rui tries to be calm and tries to be good for you. It's something that he barely manages and is greatly difficult for him. But he's trying his best. He never wants to disappoint you or be the cause you're in pain or hurt you in any manner. But it's difficult. You're too delicate for him. The idea of love and the relationship between the two of you is too delicate for the things that he has seen and experienced. And that is simply why everything feels incredibly difficult for him. The way he just can't process it. The way it's too much. Too overwhelming for him to clearly comprehend. He loves you. That he does. And he's sure of. But it feels too much. And that's why when he bottles up that feeling and thinks it will go away, it does not work out like he thinks it will. Actually, it backfires. In the worst way imaginable. He's feeling antsy all day. Something just isn't right. He doesn't know what it is. What's making him so angry. And then you come and talk to him. And then, it's like something goes off in him. And he starts yelling at you. Enough, Ryan. Enough. It's not all about you. And it feels so weird the way he's yelling out of nowhere. Maybe you've made a mistake or two, but none of them warranted this. And that's what sets off the fight in the first place. And that's also exactly why the two of you begin hurling painful insults at one another. Things that are meant to hurt and damage. And then you don't see it coming. Not at all. And if you were to be honest, neither does he. He doesn't even know where their thought came from. And when it happened until it did, he had slapped you. And he had only realized it after the act was done. After you were holding a hand to your reddened cheek and staring at him in absolute betrayal. Rui, you... Wayan, I didn't mean to. You hurt me. You slapped me. You say. And then he feels so hurt. Not for himself. No. Because he knows he's hurt you. And something in him feels so much pain for what he's done. For what he shouldn't have. There is so much regret. And so much self-loathing, it feels impossible. And he looks down, unable to look up at you. I'm sorry, he says, knowing it won't change a thing, and it probably won't change a thing. And he knows this. He knows. And that's simply why it all feels too much for him. He collapses before you can even make it out of the house, crying. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I promise I didn't. And you don't dare look behind, knowing you'll hesitate if you see the way he's crying and begging you to listen to him one more time. Whether or not you do, whether or not you give him a chance that he probably does not deserve, that is entirely up to you. Rengoku was not feeling like he was okay. He did not feel like himself all day. And he knew that. And that was simply why he had tried his best to stay away from you as he possibly could. Not because he hated you or did not trust you. To tell you about his problems and his worries. If anything, he just worried about you. He loved you too much to burden you with such things, and that's why he wanted you away from anything that could be bad for you in any manner. He wanted you okay, and most of all, happy. And if that happiness meant that he just had to shoulder some pains away from you, then he would take it, because he never wanted to see a frown on your face. Never wanted to see you upset. But it seemed like you could not understand the concept of him wanting to stay away for a little bit and not tell you everything that happens. You kept asking him questions. Questions, too many of them. And he lashed out at you. "Would you shut up, Wayan?" he said. And then he appeared to be hurt. He doesn't get it. He truly does not. He told you to stay away, that he needed some time for himself, and you kept asking what he wasn't telling you. He would tell you in time, but you kept insisting, and it was getting overwhelming. And before he knew it, he had almost slapped you. Before he paused, seeing the way you flinched and your hand flew up to shield your face. And his hand immediately went back down. Shock, clearly visible on his face as he looked at you. A bit of him, feeling broken inside, that he had almost done that. He had almost hurt you in that way. Wayan, I didn't mean to. I don't want to hear it, he said, tears springing to your eyes, and it made the situation 10 times worse. He felt so guilty, so disgusting, for just merely raising his hand at you. He never wanted to hurt you. That was why he stayed away. He knew episodes like this, when he was angry and not himself, could be harmful to you. And that's why he didn't want to be near you so he wouldn't hurt you. But then this happened. And yes, it did not end in him hurting you. But what about the next time? And the next? And the other one? Would he guarantee himself not hurting you? Would you even forget him for what almost happened today? He let you go back inside, since you so badly seemed to want to leave him. And he sat out of your home, alone with his thoughts and regrets, not knowing how to apologize, with the many worries that were facing him now. It was going to be a long night, that's for sure. One where you would have to ponder on many things, unsure of how they end, unsure of how they will remain. But he's going to hope, because hope is all he has, and all that he's sure of in this very moment.